welcome to the channel. I'm a doctor. I've seen things that don't always fit into textbooks, moments that no protocol can prepare you for. Some of these stories are my own. Others were shared with me by colleagues, nurses, paramedics, people who, like me, carry the weight of these moments long after the shift ends. I've never liked speaking poorly about fellow doctors, but what I witnessed with her made it hard to bite my tongue. It happened in the emergency room of a public hospital. And although I've seen all kinds of injustices, few things make my blood boil more than seeing someone profit off someone else's pain. That morning seemed like any other long shift. Crowded waiting area, cold coffee sitting on my desk, until she walked in, a woman in her 50s, thin, with deep dark circles under her eyes, and an expression that spoke of more than just physical pain. It was exhaustion of the soul. She walked slowly, holding her abdomen with one hand, breathing with effort. "Good morning. Where can I ask for help?" she whispered. "Come have a seat." "What's hurting you?" I replied. "I've had an intense pain on the right side for days. I feel weak." I'd been seeing a private doctor, but I can't afford him anymore. Sadly, that's not uncommon. Many patients with insurance or some savings turn to private clinics first, hoping for faster, better care. But something in her tone, in her eyes, made me feel this wasn't a simple case. I started asking about her symptoms and ordered basic tests. While we waited, we talked a little. Her name was Melissa. She used to own a small coffee shop downtown, but had been unemployed for months. She told me she had been seeing a private doctor, Dr. C, who gave her new medications at every visit. Each time I went, he charged me again, and I always left with a different prescription. At first I felt better, but the pain came back, worse this time. I asked if she'd had any imaging done. Blood work. Yes, once. But he said I didn't need surgery yet, that with diet and meds, the stones would dissolve. Just then, the results came back. Her bilirubin levels were high. The ultrasound showed gallstones and signs of clear inflammation. Melissa needed surgery, urgently. I looked at her and swallowed hard. "Did he tell you that you had gallstones?" "Yes, but he said the treatment would dissolve them." And that's when I understood. A doctor who avoids surgery but keeps charging for visits. Who doesn't refer, who holds on till the body gives out or breaks. I gently explained that she had to stay in the hospital, that she needed surgery soon, that this wasn't something pills could fix anymore. She lowered her gaze. After a long silence, she asked, "Can't we keep trying?" Maybe if I stick to the diet, I didn't want to speak poorly of her previous doctor, so I answered honestly, "Melissa, in your current state, that's no longer an option. You came here because you're worse. Conservative treatment has failed. We need to act." She sighed. "Could you call him? I'd like to hear from him. He's been with my family for years. He was there when my dad got sick and when he passed. I trust him." It was hard to swallow my pride, call him after everything. But I agreed. I told her we could reach out, but if he didn't come soon, we'd need her authorization for surgery. Less than 2 hours later, fate decided to throw. In a little irony, he showed up, asking for Melissa, loud voice, arrogant walk, who's in charge of Mrs. Melissa's case. I'm her primary physician. I walked up calmly. "Good afternoon, doctor. I'm treating her. I'm the on-call physician." He looked me up and down with condescension. "And who gave you the right to admit her? That patient has been under my care for weeks." I took a deep breath. "With the patient's permission, doctor." Respectfully, she presented with clear signs of acute cholecystitis, intense pain, signs of complications. She needs surgery, urgently. He crossed his arms, smiled smugly. "Let's not exaggerate. Her symptoms were improving. Must be a simple flare-up." I held back. "Do you have her recent labs, or are you just guessing? Because I have clear evidence of inflammation, if we hadn't admitted her. She might have developed peritonitis." The room went silent. He looked away. "Well, I didn't come here to argue. She asked me to come. I just want to see her. That's fine. She's better now. See, we're treating her properly." Saw his annoyance. His jaw tightened, and then he said, "Well, great job." Looks like you've got everything under control. You said surgery? Fine. We'll transfer her. I know an excellent surgeon. We'll have her sign the discharge papers. I was stunned. Not because of what he said, but because of the audacity. He still wanted to take her back. After weeks of not solving anything, he went into her room. And right then, as if by magic, his attitude changed. As if he left his arrogance at the door, he approached Melissa with sudden sweetness. I'm glad you came. Fortunately, as the doctor said, the treatment didn't work. It's best to operate. I know a great surgeon who can do it today. Let's transfer you to our facility, I interrupted. Doctor, that's not necessary. We can operate here if that's what she prefers. He shot me a look. Can I have a moment alone with my patient?
Not my patient.
As if patients belonged. To us? I responded firmly. You're not part of this hospital's staff. I can't leave you alone with an admitted patient. Then he said the worst thing. I didn't want to say this in front of him, Melissa, but this hospital lacks the proper resources. If something goes wrong, what will they do? Public hospitals carry more infection risk. At our clinic, you'll be safe. I felt my blood boil, not because of what he said, but because of why he said it. Not to help her, to bill her. Doctor, all hospitals have risks. Here we follow strict, sterile protocols. Also, many of the physicians here work in private clinics too. The diagnosis was accurate and the care appropriate. He turned. Frustrated. Melissa, you deserve better. The Melissa looked at him. Her voice was soft, trembling. Thank you, doctor. You were always kind, but I'm here now. I'm tired. I can't pay you anymore. His face changed. He seemed genuinely surprised. He touched her hand and said, sometimes cheap things end up costing more. He didn't say anything. Else just muttered, excuse me, and walked away. Later that day, we took her to surgery. The gallbladder was inflamed, filled with pus, nearly bursting. She stayed for days. Every time I walked by her bed, I checked her closely, hoping she'd recover well. No infections, no complications. She did. The surgery team told me she'd be discharged soon. I felt happy for her and relieved. Relieved that she had no complications. Relieved that Dr. C wouldn't come back saying, I told you so. Before leaving, she asked to speak to me, so I carved out time in the morning and went to see her. She was sitting up, brushing her hair, her clothes folded neatly beside her. Thank you, doctor, for listening, for not treating me like a burden. I smiled. I only did what any doctor should do. She looked down, then whispered, sometimes I wonder if that other doctor ever really wanted to help me, or if I don't know, maybe. I was wrong to trust so much. I stayed silent. I didn't want to confirm something she was still processing. It's hard to accept that someone who cared for your family maybe only saw you as another bill to collect. I held her hand gently. Sometimes pain makes us vulnerable, and it's hard to see others' true intentions. But you're here now. You got treated in time, and you're better. That's what matters now. She nodded. And for the first time, since I met her, she smiled. A weak smile, but sincere. She left with tears in her eyes. But this time, they weren't from pain. They were from relief, something closer to peace. Not all battles in medicine are fought with a scalpel. Some are fought against ego, neglect, and greed. If you've ever felt treated like a customer instead of a human being, then this story is yours too. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Also, if you have a similar story, feel free to share it with us in the comments. And if this story touched you, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon for more stories that remind us medicine must also have a heart.